What's up? What's happening? It's me, Miss Vikings Man 28. And today is Dalvin Cook's birthday. Happy birthday to Mr. Dalvin Cook. Got the little chef hat on for Mr. Dalvin Cook. And hope you have had a good birthday. You got your big card and you got your popsicle. So, and hope you have a great season. But today, unfortunately, we have to recap some of the injuries that have happened during this off season. So let's just get right in this. Starting with the saddest of all of them, which is now in a better situation. Vikings rookie Jalen Twyman. Not last month, in June, went to see family around the DC area, and unfortunately was in the wrong place at the wrong time and got shot 4 times. Now, fortunately, he was okay. But yeah, that was very, very scary. And for him to make it, I mean, it's a miracle. And a month later, July 25th, Adam Schefter reports he has recovered enough from his gunshot wounds that he will be reporting to train camp. So he reported to train camp. And then later on, he got placed on the non-football injury list. Since he recovered from it, he's just going to be on the list for he has to be on the list for 8 weeks. So the first game he will be back for, if you can see, 6, 7, 8 is the Los Angeles game, which is the best game to be back for because it's the least important of all the games, because not only is it an AFC game, but it's also one that we don't we don't share with any of our opponents. So the Chargers game, great game for him to be in for his first game. So, hopefully Jalen Twyman can be back for that. But yeah, it'll give him more time to recover and to be in football shape. So Jalen Twyman, I really hope he has a great great career. So, unfortunate that this happened, but happy that everything is now okay. Second, Michael Pierce, July 19th, suffered a calf injury, but is not expected to miss the beginning of the season. So he did miss a little bit of training camp, but now, as of recent, Michael Pierce is back on 11-11 practice. Mike Zimmer did not say it was a tweak this time, because of what happened to Danielle Hunter. Luckily, it was just a tweak. But yeah, so happy that Michael Pierce is great again. So yeah, that's one injury that happened. Next injury. The injury that you not going to recover from for this season. Olabisi Johnson, July 31st, suffered a torn ACL in practice. It's a rough break. Yeah, I agree. It's a rough break. He was maybe on track to possibly wide receiver number 3, but that did not happen. Olabisi, hopefully speedy recovery next season. You can compete for that wide receiver 3. But yeah, unfortunate that this had to happen. So, yeah. Next, we get to Christian Dareus's injury. So Christian Dareus had a groin injury around the same time, and it's a nagging groin injury. And Mike Zimmer, how he describes it, 1 step forward, 2 step back. So clearly, it's still nagging. And this was August 6th. It was Dareus returned a week after. So he is practicing, but we don't know if he's going to be starting week 1. I mean, try to limit, really limit the amount of preseason time he should have, but also I really want him to start. Might not start right away, but hopefully later in the season, Um, he will continuously start. But yeah, I want to make sure he's 100% and make sure it's just not nagging on and on. And finally, the one Justin Jefferson. On August 6th, the day that Mike Zimmer said about Dareus' nagging injury, Justin Jefferson went down with a sprained AC joint. It was reported as separation shoulder, a sprained AC joint. I think in the end it wasn't a sprained AC joint. Test came out as good as possible with Jefferson, who is now considered day to day. So I do not expect Mr. Justin Jefferson to play in the preseason at all. And then Adam Thielen, of course, to be very, very limited in preseason. Maybe just do one drive in the first game, and that's it. Especially, with Olabisi Johnson now going to be out for the year. But yeah, Justin Jefferson, he'll be ready for week 1 against the Cincinnati Bengals. So, yeah, it was very scary, but luckily, everything came back as good as it could be. So, the only serious one being the Olabisi Johnson one. Sorry that happened to him, but looking like for the most part, the injuries over the offseason, most of them will be ready for week 1, if not maybe a little bit later, specifically talking about Mr. Christian Dareus. So, yeah, so that is the injuries, but injuries happen in the NFL and they're going to happen during the season, but hopefully none of the star players, have any serious injuries during the season. So yeah, this has been Minnesota Vikings Man 28, and as always, Skull.